Hi, friends. So I told myself today that I was going to put on makeup and get out of bed and do this like a real professional human. And then I was like, no, I'm not. Of course, I'm not. Why would I do that? So yes, what I'm really doing is warming up a little bit because I'm about to make a video for my Empath Magic group, my empath support group, turn your sensitivities into superpowers group. And I have not spoken to a human yet today, so I thought I should warm up a little bit before I try to make that video. This is our relationship month, so we're talking about being an empath and sensitive human in relationships, which should be really fascinating. I'm really excited to see what comes through. For a lot of this stuff, I will channel things because I trust my channel and what comes through a lot more than I trust the human Amber, who has thoughts that may or may not be, super, super helpful. And here we are. So, but as I was thinking about that, as I was thinking about this, okay, how can we be in relationships as really sensitive humans? A corollary topic jumped in around carrying excess weight, whether you're in a relationship or not. This has no real bearing on it. But it may or may not have anything to do with the way you're eating or your exercise. One of the things that I have noticed about my life personally, and also about my father's life, was that for my father, he carried a lot of extra weight at the end of his life that started landing about the time he ended up in this like super toxic relationship. And it didn't really click through until recently why he had put on so much weight. He was energetically protecting himself. That weight was his way of protecting himself from that really toxic negative energy. And, which is not to say that if you are, in a relationship and carrying extra weight, that you are protecting yourself from, your partner's toxic energy. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But if you are a super sensitive human and maybe a super psychic human, you might be carrying extra weight as just another layer of protection against what might be coming in, or your fears around what might be coming in. I have noticed for myself that when I'm in a relationship where I'm living with someone, I will put on extra weight because I'm not used to being in a situation with another human all the time. So the point of this is that we can look at why we might be carrying some extra weight and just sort of investigate that, not as like a shame thing or I'm doing it wrong thing or I'm not feeding myself properly or I'm not exercising right. There's so many ways that we can kind of hook into that shame spiral around how we look, especially around, how culture and society and everybody says we should look, especially as women. And just sort of like look at, how we look, how we are, being in the world, how we are carrying ourselves in the world, and just sort of look at, like, let me ground this down a little bit. I tend to carry a lot of extra weight in my legs, like my thighs especially. And I have gotten the insight that that's where I carry my grief. And which makes sense, I suppose, given all the things. And so I was basically just asking earlier, like, okay, extra weight in my legs, why are you here? What purpose are you serving? How are you helping me? So, so we're not shaming ourselves around, how our body looks or extra weight that we may or may not be carrying. And just like looking at, okay, why? Why are you here? You're helping me in some way. You are protecting me in some way. You are taking care of me in some way. What is that way? And can I maybe get that in another way, in a different way? Can I receive that help in a way that allows me to fit into the jeans that I already own so I don't have to go out and buy new ones? So to wrap this back up, we can really just ask and see what guidance you get intuitively, see what comes through intuitively, and just, you can play with that and just have that as an extra point of reference, and know that, if you eat really well and you exercise and you still carry more weight than you want or that you feel comfortable with, there may be other reasons. And if you eat a lot of junk and you don't exercise at all and you carry, which is kind of me at this point, and you carry more weight than you want, then what's the other reasons for that, and how can you really support yourself in all the different ways. And so we really can use our body as a reference point to, just ask what it needs. Like, what do you really need? And sometimes your body really does legitimately need a donut. Just ask. Like, my problem with donuts at the moment is that the place I like to go and get breakfast, because it's a nice little walk and everybody knows me and it's a way to like see humans in my current kind of hermit space. But they have really delicious donuts. And so what I'm learning to do is just ask myself every morning before I walk in, okay, is today a good day to have a donut or not? And some days I get the, yes, today is a great day to have a donut. Today, that's a good day for a donut. And then like today, I got to, you know what? It's probably not going to help all the channeling you need to do today. So maybe not get the donut. So as I'm going off on all of these tangents, the general point is that there's no, we get trained to shame ourselves for the way we look, for the way we treat ourselves, whether it's by, how we were raised, the culture we see every day in front of us, our own brains that say, oh, you should be doing this differently, and if you did, things would look different. And there's no reason for it. There's no reason. Actually, I have never done a healing on Facebook Live before, but I'm wondering if now is a good time to do a little healing on dissolving shame, and I'm getting a thumbs up. So we're going to do that. The whole one person who is here right now. I'm not sure who you are. It looks like a few people have joined and dropped off. But if you watch this later, these healings are, they're encoded into the video, so they will work later if you're watching this, because time and space is not a thing, which is really freaking amazing. So what we're going to do is, and this, this may help you, come into a happier space with your body if that's where, your shame likes to hide or likes to hang out. And a lot of us do carry shame in our physical bodies. And that can also be part of the weight. We are carrying shame. We are carrying grief. We are holding in our physical body these emotions. Shame isn't really an emotion, but you get my point. These energies. So let's dissolve. It feels like we want to dissolve shame and also dissolve whatever we might be holding in our bodies that isn't serving us. So again, I've never done this on Facebook before, so this is going to be a fun little experiment. So the way that I like to do these, I'm going to sit up because I wasn't actually planning on doing a healing, so I'm going to sit up a little bit. Okay, so just feel yourself landing in your body. Oops, sorry. Make everybody seasick by tipping this computer that's on my lap. Okay, so feel yourself land fully in your body. Take a few deep breaths. Feel yourself supported by the chair, by the couch, by the floor, by your bed, by whatever you happen to be sitting in. And feel a grounding cord drop from the base of your tailbone into the ground, into the center of the earth. And then feel another grounding cord. It may look like a cord of light. Mine always looks like a white cord of light. Moving up from your tailbone, through your spine, through your heart, through your third eye, through your crown, and up to connect with your higher self. When we're connected by this line of light into the ground, into the earth, and into our higher selves, we are in perfect alignment. So anything that doesn't serve you is now ready to leave. So, okay. We have a lot of white light and golden light coming in. This is going to help dissolve any shame that you're carrying in your emotional body, in your physical body, in your energetic body. It might not even be your shame. I mean, I don't think any of us have shame. It's not really a natural thing, but we acquire it. So that is beginning to dissolve. And these can be powerful. So drink some water, take a little rest if you need to afterwards. Okay, so shame is dissolving right now. I'm feeling it. I'm actually feeling it really powerfully. If you aren't feeling anything at all, that's perfect. If you're feeling a lot, that's perfect. Just breathe with whatever your experience is. Know that your higher self is guiding this. You're receiving exactly what you need. And if you work with guides, angels, God, source light, anything at all, that is helping you as well. I mean, it's helping you anyway, but you can connect with it if you choose. Okay, so as that shame dissolves, we're going to set the intention and ask that any other emotion that we're carrying in our bodies, either as tightness, as pain, as extra weight, as suffering in any way, shape, or form, ask that that be removed as well, whatever is ready to go. Okay, so you may feel yourself shedding. Again, you might not feel anything. That's perfect too. I find that the more of this work I do, the more I feel it. So just breathe. Breathe with this light that's flooding in. Breathe with your heart chakra. It's dialing open. It's almost like it's blossoming. And this is a time when we're being asked to live from our hearts, we're asked to live from our heart chakras, from our heart center. And that's very different from living in your brain, from your brain, which most of us have done most of our lives. And that's what we've been trained to do. So if there's anything that you're feeling shaking out or shifting, and you're feeling it and you feel like you want to do something with it, you don't necessarily have to do anything with it, but if you're feeling it, you can always send it through your heart chakra, send it out through your heart, and your heart will dissolve it and take care of it so that it dissipates. Whew. Okay, so just keep breathing with it. Just keep breathing with it. Allow everything in your physical body, in your energetic body, in your emotional body, in your mental body that doesn't serve you to just dissolve like salt in hot water, like sugar in hot water. It's just dissolving. And then the water is running down the drain, maybe down that grounding cord that we set up into the earth. Okay, feels like it's easing off. Whew. So just be in this energy. This is just a really high energy. What we do in these healings is we step into the energy of pure love, of pure creation, of pure divinity, God, source, seventh dimension, whatever you want, however however you conceptualize the concept. And we have so many different words for it and so many different attempts at translating it. And really it's just this energy, it's just this feeling. Christ consciousness is another one. And so we're just stepping into that energy, which we all can access anytime we want. And we're just asking it to heal us, to help us shed what we don't need to be carrying, including extra weight if you, like me, want to fit into your jeans. uh, and it's just really, it's a really powerful, helpful, loving energy. And it's what you are at your core. This isn't coming from outside of us. This is, we can tap into this within ourselves and ask for it to kind of heal and smooth out our avatar, like human self, and to help us in whatever way we need in that moment. So that was interesting. I didn't expect to get on and do a little healing, but that's what we did today. And yeah, just check in with your body and see, like, hey, what's going on? And this, this doesn't have to be around extra weight. This can be around pain or, physical problems, chronic pain, disease, any health challenge that you're experiencing. You can ask, okay, are you protecting me from something? Are you trying to help me with something? Are you trying to teach me something? Are you a fluke happenstance that we can shift? It's really just about coming into conversation with your body and your experience and your physicality, and seeing what's there for you, seeing what might be helpful and what might give you some information that you can work with. And you just receive this intuitively. Which is something we all know how to do. Sometimes it takes some practice if you're not familiar with doing it, but it's something we can all do. So I'm going to drink some water now, and if you were here for the healing, drink some water too, because it's a lot of energy that will run through the system, and it's some powerful stuff. So just make sure to take care of yourself in whatever way you need. And I love you all. Thanks for hopping on with me, whoever's still here. And yeah, much love to you.